Hi class, welcome to this video on outlining. It is such an important part of this class that I have put together 2 videos for you to watch and that you could reference as you continue through the course. Please know how an outline works for you for delivering a speech. It's the foundation, it's the basis, it's the concrete of your talk. Here you put together your information. It has your good structure, your information, your research, and then you take that information and you put it on note cards and practice off of those note cards or off of that particular segment, edit, and then eventually deliver your speech in an extemporaneous way. So in this video you will see how you put together your outline. I prefer a preparation outline. That is what is recommended, and you will see that in your textbook. Follow along in this video, reference it as you continue through the course, or reference your text. Okay. So as an overview of the chapter, we're going to look at the parts of an outline, how to create an effective outline, different types of outlines, and I'll highlight a few that I'm looking for your class, how to link your different parts, transitions within your outline, how do you cite your sources in your outline, and how do you create a source page. Now, I don't necessarily need a separate page, source page. You could start your sources at the end of your outline in MLA cited source citations for me. However, if you want a separate page, that's fine. Okay, what are the parts of an outline? When we're speaking, we know that we have an introduction, we have a body, and we have a conclusion. The introduction, as you see here, opens the speech, it grabs the attention of the audience, and it focuses the attention on the topic. And you'll see that there's going to be 4 elements in the introduction. The first thing you always do is open with an attention getter. An intention getter, maybe it's a rhetorical questions, a hypothetical situation, maybe it's a story, something that grabs the audience's attention and paves the way into your speech. You don't start out with just, today I want to talk to you about global warming. You want to come up with some kind of startling statement perhaps. So that's your introduction. Then your body is the main points of your speech, and then your conclusion is where you wrap up. Now, when you're starting your speech and you're starting to formulate your outline, now remember we have our topic already in place and we talked about how we come up with our topic. You want to start with your body. You want to start with the points that you're going to be speaking about, your 3 to 5 main points that you will be speaking about. And then you write your introduction, and then you write your conclusion. A lot of times we think intro, body, conclusion, but how can we write our introduction if we don't know what we're introducing? So it's important to start with your body. You see here the start of how you have an introduction at the top, and then you link into this as your main speech body of your outline. The body is the central portion of your speech. As you see, you're going to have main points and you're going to have subpoints of the main points. Remember, these subpoints support the main point, and then the main point supports your purpose, your topic of your speech, your central purpose of what you're speaking about, your specific purpose, I should say. So again, subpoints support this main point, and then these main points support your topic. And you see how the structure is put together for the central portion of the speech. Along with your main points, you're going to have links in between your main points, and we'll look at those a little bit later. They're transitions between your main points. Your conclusion ends your speech. This is when you need to have some type of, here's your main body, link that says, okay, in conclusion, you need some kind of verbal signal that tells your audience you are coming to the end, or to sum up, or as you can see, and you will be reviewing these main points again, reinforces your main ideas in your summary, and in your last chance to wow your audience. Again, I say, what's the benefit of your audience? What's the benefit for your audience as far as you have just delivered this speech? Tell us why this is important to the audience. Tell us how they can use this information. Remember, it's about them that you're speaking to as far as the wow. So you would end, after summarizing your main points, with the wow, as your textbook calls it. Your source page, and as we mentioned in past PowerPoints, we will be using MLA, and we'll be looking in this PowerPoint too how you cite your MLA within your outline, and then again you have your citation page at the end. Okay, how can you create an effective outline? Now I want you to remember, an outline is the foundation of your talk. We're promoting, or we want to speak in an extemporaneous manner. Extemporaneous means you're speaking off of key points. I don't know if you've ever listened to a speaker, maybe at school or an organization, and this person delivers his or her presentation by just occasionally looking at their note cards and then speaking about the topic. That's what we want to accomplish. It's the type of speaking that most professionals incorporate. 99% of professionals use extemporaneous speaking because it's the most conversational-like. And we're preparing you. I'm preparing you for your career. I bet you not many of you are going to go out and be on the circuit and delivering and presenting formal speeches, but you may and will someday be presenting in your workplace or in your organization. So why we put together an outline is that you have your key points, you have your organization, the structure of your speech, and then you take that information and put it on note cards. So outlines are very important. It's the foundation that holds up your talk. Okay, so how do we effectively put together the outline? Record the topic, the specific purpose, and the central idea. Now, this is the very beginning of your outline. And remember, we talked about this in the other PowerPoint. Your topic. Okay, whatever the topic may be, to persuade or to inform about, let's say, global warming. Let's say our topic is to persuade about global warming. And then the specific purpose tells us is one sentence that tells you and tells me, and it kind of in a sense it puts it in your mind, that what you want to do. I want to persuade my audience. Okay, so you're persuading my audience or my classmates about the effects of global warming on the polar bear population. Or you could say, I want to persuade my audience that global warming is killing the polar bear population. That would be your central purpose. That's the sentence that is the reason of why you're speaking and to whom you're speaking to and what you will be covering. Central idea, another word, is a thesis, which tells you what your topic is and then what you will be covering in the body of your speech. So it's the topic and then the points that you will be covering in the body of your speech. So, for instance, our central idea may be something like global warming is killing the polar bear population by reducing the temperature of our Earth, reducing the amount of food available for polar bears, and directly changing their environment. So we have our three main points there, and that's our statement, central statement, and that's what you will be talking about in your speech. So again, specific purpose is that sentence. I want to persuade my audience, my classmates, that the global warming is killing the polar bear population, the one sentence. You know that when you do your research, if you put in ProQuest, global warming, polar bear population, you're going to get the good research that supports that. And then the central idea includes the topic, the purpose, what you're talking about, and then the points that you will be speaking about in your body of your speech. So you see here how you come up first with your topic, your specific purpose, then you want to go to your body, put your body together, think about your main points, and then go back and write your central idea, because your central idea is based on what you'll be speaking about in your body. Use full sentences. It helps you to learn the speech, engage it in length. In other words, in your outline, the thought is in your main points especially, you want to use full sentences. Now, personally, your subpoints within the main body can be fragmented sentences for my class, but your main points should be in full sentences. However, if you want full sentences as subpoints, that's fine. But I do request that you do use full sentences as main points. So it's an optional thing. Main points, full sentences. Subpoints can be full sentences or fragmented sentences. Cover only one issue at a time. Write one sentence per body component. Helps keep your speech simple, and it keeps you from writing a manuscript. So in other words, what we're saying here is that you just want to have key points of what you're going to talk about. See, and as you're practicing, you will read this key point and then speak about it. You'll read the next key point and then speak about it. Now let's say your speech is due on Tuesday and you practice on Monday, and you're practicing by looking at your key point on Monday and then speaking about it. Now, it's going to sound different on Tuesday because we don't want you reading from a manuscript. That is boring. That will take points off, major points. What I want you to do is to practice and say, okay, I know about this main point and I'm going to speak about it. And then you know what, if you kind of forget, you might reference and see, okay, yeah, I was talking about, and you look at your subpoint and then you could talk about it that way. So we're looking for that conversational extemporaneous speaking. Create your, as I said earlier, your introduction and conclusion after your speech body, and then polish and practice as much of the rest of the speech. So it's important to put together your body, and then your introduction, and then your conclusion. The key here, guys, is that you need to practice. You need to practice this speech. It's not that you put it together and then you're going to get up and wing it on the day of speech delivery. Key is practicing, and everyone's different. Everybody needs to practice at least 3 times. Even if you have won all kinds of awards in high school, or you're the best speaker in the world, you still need to practice. Or some folks need to practice 10 times, okay? It depends on anxiety, how anxious you are about delivering your speech, how much you need to kind of learn the information, how much you need to, in a sense, plant those key points in your mind. You find the more that you practice, the more confident you become, the more that you know your material, and the more you become a better speaker, and that you will want to deliver this particular talk. Here is an example of your introduction, and I'm going to conclude. I have a 15-minute timeline here for this PowerPoint, so I'm going to stop right here, and then I'm going to reboot my video. 1 second here. Thanks for your patience.